Imagine building a multi-million-dollar business plan in just a few hours. Well, that's exactly what I'm here in Lisbon to do. I'm meeting with my chief of staff and my head of marketing to go and build some insane systems here for Founder OS. Our goal is to help founders scale their businesses to millions of dollars using proven systems. And there's a few core things I'm going to be running through today with my team to generate over $3 million to my business. And you're going to be in the room where it's all happening. Number one, we're going to go through the content GPS and how we're scaling that up at Founder OS to capture a $1.5 million opportunity and help founders with the most powerful system I've ever discovered. Number two, we have the biggest launch ever coming out here in just a few weeks for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and we're going to give you an inner glimpse into how we're planning out this entire massive launch. Now, number three is what I'm most excited for. We're going to be giving away our entire $1 million launch plan. This is exactly what we're doing to generate over $1 million over just 4 days. So you're not going to want to miss out. We got a lot of cool stuff we're about to drop here over the next 10 minutes. So let's get it. All right, so in this next section, I break down the most powerful system I've ever discovered. It's called the Content GPS, and it's responsible for driving 20 million plus to my portfolio of online businesses over the last 4 years. In this next section, I break down why it works, how it works, and then how you can go and install this in your business today. Let's get into it. First, I want to give you an inner glimpse of how I use the Content GPS to scale to over $13 million a year. Let's get into it. I never wanted to be famous. This is me back in high school. I know, a little embarrassing. I'm an introvert. I love spending time in nature. I'm happiest just being outside. This is me here in the Dolomites and just with a pen, paper, notebook, maybe a good book. Those are the things that bring me joy. But I did dream of a life where I could make an impact in millions of founders' lives, just like you. I love to, build systems, help people grow their communities. I want to make lots of money, and I love to be able to live life on my own terms. Over the years, I've learned the importance of scaling with systems. Systems give you the ability to go and remove yourself from the stuff that you don't enjoy and have other people help you execute those so you have a business that runs on autopilot. And most importantly, I have a dream of being able to travel the world, control where I work, when I work, what I work on, and who I work with. And so to be able to live this life of freedom, I need to have systems in place because systems give me the ability to step back from my business and have it run without me. And so one of the best things I've learned over the years is to build a personal brand. Your personal brand is an appreciating asset that's going to help you become a true leader in your space and be a magnet for top talent, for opportunities, community, and cash flow. It is the best investment that you can make. But when you're going and building a brand online, you can get a ton of conflicting advice. It's confusing. Sometimes it's hard to tell what you should be doing because there's no clear playbook. And so this is where the Content GPS comes in. It really helps you go and build a personal media company where you dominate platforms like X, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram, funnel those people to a newsletter that you own through core call to actions across each platform. From there, you drive people to sales calls, close them into customers, and get them to refer their friends. The Content GPS is the most powerful system I'd ever invented in the 15 years I've been building businesses. I've used this to go and sell my first business, Bitnager, to General Assembly. I then used it with Herb to grow the audience there to over 14 million people. And then I utilized this system at Founder OS to scale it beyond $800,000 in revenue per month and help me grow my personal brand to over 2.7 million people. Now, when you're looking to go and build your personal brand, the Content GPS actually helps you with things like your brand positioning formula. Your brand positioning is essential so that you are unique from all the other noise that exists out there. It really comes down to number one, nailing your thesis. Two, determining the 2 to 3 things that are going to allow you to deliver on that thesis. And 3, identify your core mechanism that is the best way to achieve that thesis. So let me give you an example of this with Founder OS. Our brand positioning at Founder OS is as follows. Number one, the best way to build an online business is with a personal brand. Number two, you need to be creating content that is beautiful, systemized, and hyper profitable to take advantage of this opportunity. And third, the only way to build a hyper profitable personal brand is with a content GPS system with Founder OS. So these three aspects constitute our core brand positioning at Founder OS. Now, let's move on to then your content funnel. When you're going and thinking about actually building a content funnel, you need to make sure that you're driving people from your rented audience on social to your owned audience in an email list, which I use ConvertKit for my newsletter, and then driving people to your monetized audience, which is the people that are actually purchasing your product or your service. The quicker that you can drive people from your rented audience to your monetized audience, the more powerful your funnel, because you're using those cash flows to then reinvest in your product, your people, and your mission. Now, on the content side, the key thing is making sure that you have scroll stopping hooks. The more powerful that first sentence, the more you stop people when they're scrolling, and they're going to go and dive further into your funnel. On the left here, you can see an example of me doing this to generate over 290,000 likes, over 35 million organic views on X. And this is all without spending a dime on ads. This is the power of your personal brand, and this is the return you get on organic content. It is second to none. As you go and actually want to stand out on these platforms, you want to think about having your own content calendar. Here you can go and steal mine. Go and take a screenshot of this and you can go and use it for yourself. You can go and see my schedule across X, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, Monday through Sunday. What you want to do over time is maximize the quantity you can put on each platform and also maximize your quality, because at the end of the day, quality is the ultimate pattern interrupt. When it comes to actually drafting your killer offer, you want to make sure that you have incredible differentiation, have a unique mechanism, and a massive desired outcome that you're producing for your audience. Now, many people think they just have one offer, but I actually believe you have multiple offers. Here is an example of an offer stack where you have people going from your social bio and following you, then going and joining a newsletter, maybe joining a workshop, getting a low ticket offer, moving to then a high ticket offer, your core offer, to a mastermind, and continuing to kind of evolve through the different offers that you have. You oftentimes don't just have one offer, right? Again, on social, it's an offer that you have in your bio to get someone to follow you. The average person out there, as an example, converts about 0.5% of visitors to their profile to followers. In my case, I convert around 20%. That's 40x more people. This is the power of the offer stack. Now, as you go and build your personal brand, you likely want to evolve it to being more of a personal media company where you have weapons all around you executing core systems so you can work on your business and not in it and have true freedom in life. Now, when it comes to actually creating that content, you want to go and nail your content tech stack. I use Kit for all of my newsletter needs. I use Hitekery to schedule my X content, Hemingway to make sure that I'm writing at an 8th grade reading level, TweetHunterX for all my content inspo, and Figma for beautiful designs. Over time, you really want to nail removing yourself from operations. So to do this, you're going to map out your customer journey all the way from awareness to transaction to referral. You're then going to go and identify the 2 to 3 systems for each stage of your business. You're going to then document each system and record it using Loom. Then go and save all these into a Google Drive folder so it's easy for everyone in your company to access them and implement them. And then you're going to train your team on 2 processes per week and aim as a team to get 5% better every single week. You do that 5% better every single week for 52 weeks a year, and you're like 5,000 times better after just 1 year. Now, the game is always changing. And so what you're going to see in this next clip is me and my team going and implementing different changes, different improvements to get 5% better every single week.
Is there a way to preview any, in the instructor calls or anything like that, where it's like, oh, if you like that, I actually do this one-on-one with like for them to like preview what like something that they would actually be servicing in OS Plus?
So I think on that, like I'm always big on kind of like from doing one thing, getting 10 things out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like over the next bit, because some changes we're making, I'm probably gonna have to get on some like one-to-one coaching calls with some people.
Yeah.
And so what if like the one-on-one coaching, I was like, Matt's getting on this, but by the way, we're gonna use we get a permission to use this to marketing.
Yeah.
So then I'm on it and I build their content GPS for them in an hour.
Oh yeah, we should do
and then we record that and then they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I get that kind of like whatever he just did with her. When I'm in that, like sign me up. You know, that was insane. There's an example of someone, Sammy Hassan. He joined OS in October, no product, no nothing.
And then he
started built a 30K MRR dev signal business, and then 6 months later exited for $600,000.
Because of a connection, I believe, he found her with.
Starting off, I think you want to drive people to your lowest lift thing, right?
So we give them our content systems for the short form, for YouTube, all of our hiring SOPs.
Just keep me posted, man. I'm around and here to help.
Head west on Crocodile Autonomia toward Rua 5 to
See you, brother.
Altibro.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Continue on Crocodile.
All right, well, another day at the office. All right, in this section, I then go get into the behind the scenes of how we construct our Black Friday Cyber Monday offer. This offer is going to help us make over $1 million and provide insane value to the founders in our community. I'm going to break down our exact strategy, how we go and craft the killer offer, and then how we execute on it. I'm going to give you the exact blueprint, and I've never shared this before. So let's get into the next part of the whiteboard session. So the next aspect here, Black Friday Cyber Monday, goal here is just go for it, you know? Home run would be $1 million from this, and helping at least, what is that? Let's just say, backwards math here, 1 million divided by, say, what is it, like a $199 thing?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
So selling 5,000. What do we think there?
Oh, I think we can do it.
Okay.
I think we can do it.
All right, but let's brainstorm this one. See how this goes.
But I do think we should have like a few emails or PS or something that's like indicating to people like, hey, we have something coming up that's insane.
We have a newsletter.
Yeah.
We have X. We have LinkedIn. We have
Instagram.
YouTube.
Yep.
And IG. Text messages.
School, do we want to share it in the school? Because it is something. Yeah, it's something different. Like they could technically buy it or share with their friends or whatever. I think that we should do 2 PSs. Okay, in the newsletter.
Right.
And I think that we should do 1 dedicated email, non-newsletter, just like a quick, really short email like, hey, I just want to let you know Black Friday Cyber Monday is coming up. We've prepared something absolutely insane. So just make sure you're keeping an eye on like, what's coming up. During the launch, I think the email strategy for during the launch is relatively obvious. Like you do, you know.
It's like 4 launch emails.
So we definitely want one on the day it starts.
Friday.
We maybe want 5 just for like a final urgency one.
Well, I think then also there's like abandoned cart.
Yeah, you're right. So we definitely want an abandoned cart email sequence, 100%.
Yep, good call.
I mean, again, I think we should have like at least 1 post that's like, hey, yeah. Well, for the launch, yeah, definitely. 1 post per day, 100%.
So 4 threads, maybe 4 tweets and 4 CTAs. And then LinkedIn, 4 long form posts, 4 CTAs. And then YouTube, this video.
Yeah, honestly.
1 long form video.
Yep.
And then we'll do like 1 YouTube short script. IG, 1 IG reel script. And like maybe some stories templates. Text, 1 text message.
Yeah, I think 1 text message. Want to stay light on that.
School.
Maybe like
2 school.
2 posts, yeah, 2 is what I was thinking.
36 assets.
Yep.
That is $1 million launch.
Boom.
And now for the grand finale. I've built multiple $1 million plus launches, and in this section of the video, I'm going to give you behind the scenes of exactly how we go and construct a killer offer, how we generate mass awareness and hype amongst our community, and then convert people to purchase. You know, the devil's really in the details when you're launching something of this scale. And I'm going to go and give you the exact checklist and blueprint that we're using to make sure that our next launch is a massive success. You're going to want to go and get your pen and paper out and take notes here, because this is some secret sauce. Buckle up. I'm going to give you my $1 million launch formula. Let's get into it. I want you to get your pen and paper handy, because we are going to move fast through some very critical stages that you're going to want to implement today. Let's go. Launches are incredible opportunities to go and drive people from your audience to your offer and unlock true freedom in life. Time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. And so getting it right is key. And I want you to understand something. Velocity is more important than speed. You know, velocity equals speed plus direction. And direction makes all the difference when launching. So here is my direction for you. This is the Launch OS. It consists of 8 core parts: getting your landing page, social media, newsletter, funnel mapping, metrics, assets, workshop, and email, all driving in the same direction to make sure that you unlock that $1 million launch. So I'm going to give you a glimpse of all of these in the next few slides. First off, when you're going and creating a launch, you want to have a compelling vision that really motivates your audience and sets them on fire so they can't help but move forward and purchase from you. So when you're going and thinking about creating content online and around your offer, you want to think about having 50% growth content to drive eyeballs and 50% niche content to then push those people through your funnel through to purchase. So as you go and want to drive people from your audience to purchase, the core middle part there is your CTAs. And right here are 17 core areas where you can have call to actions across all the social media platforms. Go and take a screenshot of this and make sure that you have the right CTAs in place for your next launch. Now, let's get into part 1, your cold audience mechanism. This is how you're going to generate attention and drive people through to your newsletter. When you're creating content, you want to think about what are your 4 content categories. At Founder OS, I focus on organic content, proven systems, building predictable lead engines, and I give people personal stories on exactly how I've done this across the 4 profitable businesses that I've started over the last 14 years. These categories will become the drumbeat of your marketing around your next launch. Part number 2 now is your warm lead mechanism. This is how you're going to go and actually create a ton of interest now in your offer. So inside of your newsletter, you want to make sure that you have a well-designed opt-in page to convert people from this page to the newsletter. And then in your newsletter, you can be going and teasing your upcoming launch, building wait lists, and then driving people to your offer when it's live. To get people to actually come to your newsletter, something that I think you should have is a desirable lead magnet. At Founder OS, we go and have created a 50 system to generate $1 million per month lead magnet that has driven over 137,000 people to our newsletter. You can go and check it out at founderos.com/newsletter. So along the way, you want to make sure that you're measuring every part of your funnel. What gets measured gets managed. And so here you can see an example of all the core metrics that we're measuring across the launches that we have at Founder OS. Your VSL is another core asset you want to make sure that you have in place. The right VSL is going to position your offer so that it's irresistible for people. It's going to set the tone, introduce exactly how you're going to help people, and the next steps that they need to take in order to convert and drive revenue and profit to your business. Workshops are something that I've used over the last year to generate over $1.8 million in revenue to my portfolio of online businesses. Workshops really consist of 6 core steps: getting the right structure, having a simple technical setup, having email series go pre and post workshop, getting the right promotion in place across all your social media, having practical value so you have high value per second, and then ensuring you have stories that people can't help but be captivated and then convert to your offer at the end of a workshop. Here's the deal. When you're going and launching anything, sometimes your expectation is that just some linear growth, but from my experience, it comes in waves. And so, at first, it may not seem like you're making a lot of progress, but stick with it. Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. And so here you'll see that your expectation may be to just get from here to here easily. Well, it may look a little bit more like this, but stick with it. You got this. Along the way, you may determine that you need some help. You can go and post in the comments below. I'd love to see, from all of this, what's the thing that you most need help with? Along the way, if you want my help going and installing the content GPS for you and helping you with your next $1 million launch, you can go apply to FounderOS at founderos.com/claim.